Good morning, students. We are discussing this chapter 3-dimensional geometry, and we've already completed up to the angle between two planes. So today we will talk about some equation of plane and the angle between line and plane and the perpendicular distance of a point from a plane. Okay, so the equation of a plane passing through a given plane and parallel to the given vectors or lines. So taking any point whose position vector is given by A, and the vectors vector B and vector C parallel to the plane, then the equation of the plane is given by this form: vector R equals to vector A plus lambda into vector B plus mu into vector C. So taking this point, taking this plane and this vector B, and name it A, B. Taking another vector, vector C, and name it C. And the position vector of the point A is A. Taking any arbitrary point P on the plane whose position vector is given by R. This is the origin. Then by this parallelogram, we can easily say that we can easily find the equation of the plane. So this is L and this is M. So we can write this vector AP is equals to AL plus LP. Right? Now what is vector AP? Vector R minus vector A. This is equals to AL, which is parallel to the vector B. So this is, we are taking this is lambda into vector B. LP, which is parallel to the vector C. So taking this is mu into vector C. So R can be written as A plus lambda B plus mu C. So this is the equation, or we can say that this is the parametric form. This is the parametric form of the plane. Now, what is the non-parametric form of the plane which is passing through a point whose position vector is A and the parallel to the vectors vector B and vector C? Is equation is given by the dot product of these two terms is 0 or this vector representation. Okay, or by this vector representation we can establish, we can define the equation of the plane. So taking this plane and a point A on the plane whose position vector is given by A. So this is the origin, and position vector of the arbitrary point P is given by R, and taking the vector B and the vector C. So this is C and this is B. So we need to find the equation of the plane. Now this AP is definitely perpendicular to this B cross C, right? And we are taking this is equals to N, vector N. So we can write that vector AP we can write vector R minus vector A and the dot product with vector N. Since they are perpendicular, then dot product will be 0. So vector R minus vector A. So what is vector N? B cross vector C. Now if I simplify this, vector R dot product with B cross C, or vector B cross vector C, is equals to vector A dot product with vector B cross vector C. Okay. Now this is the representation, vector representation. So write it down. A vector B vector C. Now this is called the non-parametric form. Okay. Now let us find the equation of a plane parallel to a given plane. So any plane is given. First of all, there are two forms, vector form and a Cartesian form. So first, let us talk about the vector form. So any plane is given whose equation is vector r dot product with n equals to d1. Okay, then its parallel plane can represent it as vector r dot product with n equals to d2, where d2 is any arbitrary constant, can be found by the given condition. Okay, and the Cartesian form of this equation can be written as ax plus by plus cz plus k equals to 0, where k is any arbitrary constant, can be determined by the given condition. Now how we can write down the equation of a plane parallel to the plane? So we are taking this plane. Let us take the equation of the plane as vector r dot product with n equals to d1. Okay, first equation. So vector n is what? Perpendicular to the plane. Now taking any parallel plane to it. Now this vector n is also perpendicular to this plane, to the parallel plane also. So we can write down this equation of the plane vector r dot product with n is equals to any constant d2, and d2 can be determined by the given conditions. Okay, any other condition will be given and you can find the value of d2. Okay, when we will solve some problems that finding the constant value, it will be more clear to you. And just to represent the general vector form to the general Cartesian form, you can easily establish this equation. Okay. Now, next is the equation of a plane passing through the intersection of two planes. Okay, so two planes are given. Definitely there are two forms, vector and the Cartesian. So let us talk about the vector form first. So two planes are given, dot product of vector r with n1, vector n1 equals to d1, and another is vector r dot product with vector n2 equals to d2. Then the equation of the plane passing through the intersection of these two planes are given by first equation of the plane plus lambda into second equation of the plane equals to 0. And if you simplify it, we can write this form also. Okay, so mainly first equation plus lambda into the second equation will be equals to 0, where lambda is any arbitrary constant and you can find the value of the lambda with the help of the given condition. So here we are taking, if we want to say this plane and geometrically, so this is the equation of the plane vector r dot product with n1 equals to d1. Okay, and another plane cutting this plane or intersecting this plane, this is r dot product with n2 equals to d2. Okay, now any plane passing through this intersection, that is, if you want to write down the equation of this is r dot product with n1 minus d1 plus lambda into vector r dot product with n2 minus d2 equals to 0. So this is the equation of any arbitrary plane passing through the intersection of these two planes. Okay, now if we move to the Cartesian form of this equation, so taking this plane, equation of this plane is ax plus a1x plus b1y plus c1z equals to d1. Okay, taking another plane intersecting this plane is given by a2x plus b2y plus c2z equals to d2. So any equation, arbitrary equation of the plane passing through their intersections. So first equation a1x plus b1y plus c1z minus d1 plus lambda into second equation a2x plus b2y plus c2z minus d2 is equals to 0. And where lambda is any arbitrary constant can be determined by the given conditions. Okay. So write down the equation of the plane passing through the intersection of two planes. It's their Cartesian, in its Cartesian form. Okay. Now finding the value of the lambda is more clear when we'll solve some problems from it. Okay. Now let's talk about the distance between the perpendicular distance of a point from a line. Okay, whenever it mentioned that you need to find the distance, definitely you need to find the smallest distance, that is the perpendicular distance. So the length of the perpendicular from a point whose position vector is A and the equation of the plane is vector r dot product with vector n equals to d is given by this P. Now let us find this value. So taking this plane whose equation is given r dot product with n equals to d. So n is the perpendicular. N is the perpendicular to this plane. So taking any point P whose position vector is A and draw the perpendicular from P and which intersect the plane at a point M. So we need to find the value of PM. Right, that is the modulus vector of this position of this vector Pm. So now look at this plane. This is also perpendicular. This Pm is also perpendicular and N is also perpendicular to the plane. So that means they are parallel, right? So the vector equation of the line Pm can written as R equals to A plus lambda n. Now since M is a point on the plane, so it will satisfy the equation of the plane. So putting the value of R vector A plus lambda into n dot product with n equals to d. And from here you can establish the value of lambda, that is equals to d minus A dot product with n upon modulus of this square of this modulus. Okay, so when we have the value of lambda, we can easily write down vector equation of Pn, that is the position vector of M. We can again write down the vector equation of Pm in the form of position vector of M minus position vector of P. So if we write down position vector of M is equals to A plus lambda into n minus position vector of P is A. So that is cancelled and we can write this is lambda, or we can put the value of lambda, this is d minus A dot product with n upon this square dot product with vector n. Now taking the modulus value of Pm is given by this mod value, that is d minus A dot n, or you can simply write down this is A dot product with n minus d by vector mod of vector m. So this is the value of the perpendicular from a point whose position vector is A and to the plane whose equation is given. So this is the vector form. Now let's talk about the Cartesian form. So this is the plane whose equation is given ax plus by plus cz equals to d. Okay. And taking P any arbitrary point x1, y1, z1. Okay, and taking this point is M and this is the perpendicular distance. So the length of this perpendicular, that is PM, is given by where P is a point whose coordinates are x1, y1, z1, and the plane equation of the plane is ax plus by plus cz equals to d is given by modulus value of a1x plus b1y plus c1z plus d1 by under root of a square plus b square plus c square. Okay, so coordinate of any arbitrary point on the plane, on the line, can be written as x1 plus ar, y1 plus br plus z1, comma z1 plus cr. Any point on the line PM can be represented as in this form, where r is a constant, any arbitrary constant or real number basically. Okay, now why? Since this PM is perpendicular to this plane. Okay, so this line PM, equation of the line can be written as x minus x1 by a, y minus y1 by b, and z minus z1 by c, equal to the z minus z1 by c. So any arbitrary point on this line can be written as x1 plus ar plus y1 plus br plus z1 plus cr. Now, since M is a point on the plane, right? So the point coincides with M if and only if it is lies on the plane. So that means if we put this value in this equation of the plane, so that will satisfy the equation, since M is another point on the plane also. So A into x1 plus AR plus B into y1 plus BR plus C into z1 plus CR plus D equals to 0. Okay, so from here you can easily establish the value of R, which is AX1 plus BY1 plus CZ1 plus D by A square plus B square plus C square, and they multiply with the negative sign. Okay, so this is the value of R. Now what do we need to find? The PM. So if we have the value of R, we can easily find out the coordinate of M and the distance between this point P and M can be written as PM is equals to, we can use the distance formula. So first one is x1 plus AR minus x1 the whole square plus y1 plus BR minus y1 the whole square plus z1 plus CR minus z1 the whole square. And if we simplify it, we can easily find this x1 cancel, y1 by 1 cancel, z1 cancel. So we can write down this is equals to root a square plus b square plus c square into mod r. Now this value of r from here you can write, and you can easily establish the perpendicular distance PM is given by a1x plus b1y plus c1z plus d mod of this upon, sorry, ax1, not a1x, this is ax1, ax1 plus by1 plus cz1 plus d upon root a square plus b square plus c square. Okay, one correction is there. This is ax1, b y1 and c z1. Okay, correct the same. So this is the perpendicular distance and its Cartesian form. This is the distance of a point from a line. Okay, now after this we will talk about the angle between a line and a plane. So the angle, there is also two forms, this vector form and the Cartesian form, definitely. So the line between, the angle between this two line and a plane if this is theta and the equation of the line is given by vector r equals to a plus lambda into vector b, and the equation of the plane is given vector r dot product with n equals to d, then the angle between them, that is sine theta, is equals to dot product of b, vector b and m by the mod value. Okay, mod value of vector b into mod value of vector n. So let us draw the figure first. Taking this plane whose equation is r dot n equals to d. So taking this is the perpendicular n to the vector to the plane, and this is the line whose vector equation is given by r is equals to a plus lambda b. Now this is perpendicular and this angle is given theta. You need to find the value of theta. Now if this is theta, this is what? Pi by 2 minus theta or 90 degree minus theta. So write it down, pi by 2 minus theta. Okay, so the angle between this vector n and this vector and this line is given by cos the angle pi by 2 minus theta is equals to dot product this b into n by so the angle between the vector b and the vector n. Since the line is the equation of the line is given r is equal to a plus vector lambda into vector b. So it is parallel to the vector b and it's normal to vector n. Okay, so their dot product can be represented as this, and from there you can write down the value of the cos theta. Okay, so from here this cos pi by 2 minus theta is sine theta is equals to dot product with n by b and n. Okay, so this is the vector representation. So if we move to this Cartesian representation of it, so the line is given x minus x1 upon L plus equals to y minus y1 upon m and equals to z minus z1 upon n. And the equation of the plane is ax plus by plus cz plus d equals to 0. Then sine theta is given by al plus bm plus cn upon root over a square plus b square plus c square into root over l square plus m square plus n square. Okay, now what is the vector equation? So now tell me, the line is parallel to this. This is the ratio, direction ratio. So the vector b is written as, if we compare this equation with the vector form, so vector b will be L I cap plus M J cap plus N K cap, right? And the vector N is A I cap plus B J cap plus C K cap. Okay, and the sine theta is equals to vector b dot product with vector n upon modulus of vector b into modulus of vector n, and theta be the angle between the line and the plane. So dot product means just AL plus BM plus CN upon the mod value, that is under root L square plus M square plus N square dot product into A square plus B square plus C square. Okay, so from the vector form, you can easily transfer into the Cartesian form, and you can write down the angle between this line and a plane. Okay, so just go through the equation of the plane and the angles, the formulas, and in the next class we will solve the remaining problems from this chapter. Okay, till then practice it, and if any problem or any doubt is there, you're free to ask. Thank you.